So we have an application problem here. So we're going to apply some information. In a study relating sleep and death rate, the following data were obtained. Use the function, and they give us y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now we've seen that before with parabolas, right? Like that's the general form of a quadratic function, right? To model the data. Okay. X is the average number of hours of sleep. Okay, so we have average number 4. So if you're averaging 4 hours of sleep, the death rate per year per 100,000 males, that's 1,682. So it sounds kind of high. And then when people were averaging 7, I guess we're just doing this on men, 7 hours of sleep a night, then the deaths were 626. And then 9 hours of sleep seems to go up a little bit to 967. So it looks like 7 hours, about 7 hours is the best amount of sleep to have. Okay, so remember, these are X values and Y values. And we're using this model right here. So what we don't know are A, B, and C. And that's what we're going to try to figure out. So I'm going to write this equation, this model, based on Y. So let me write Y equals AX squared plus BX plus C. Okay, so for the top line, my Y is 1,682. And then my A, I don't know. My X is 4, and I have to square that. So I'm following this model. I have to go X squared plus B times 4 plus C. And I don't know what A, B, and C are. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the second equation. My Y is 626. My A, I don't know, but my X is 7. And then for the bottom equation, I have 967 equals A times 9 squared plus B times 9 plus C. Okay, so that's what's happening. I'm putting in an X and a Y for each pair here that I have. So I have 3 pairs, and each one of them I'm putting in the X and the corresponding Y. Now I'm going to take this top equation and I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to write 16A. So I'm doing this, 4 squared is 16, and it's A, plus 4B plus C equals 1682. Okay, then I'm going to do the similar thing here for the middle equation. I'm going to have 49A, because I got to square the 7, plus 7B plus C equals 626. And then the third equation, I'm going to have 81A plus 9B plus C equals 967. Well, it looks like the easiest variable to eliminate would be C. So let's multiply the top equation by -1. So negative 16A minus 4B minus C equals minus 1682. And then I'll write the middle equation, 49A plus 7B plus C equals 626. Now I may want a calculator handy for all this math I'm going to be doing. Okay. So I'm going to combine these equations. What's negative 16 and 49? I'm going to say 33A. What's negative 4 and 7? 3B. And the C's are canceling. And then I have, it looks like 6 and 2 from 7 is 5. And negative 1,056. Okay, that's what I think on that. And I'm going to leave that equation for now. All right, now what if I took the top equation and the bottom equation to eliminate C? So I have a negative 16A. Again, I'm multiplying by -1 minus 4B minus C equals negative 1,682. And then the bottom equation, I have 81A plus 9B plus C equals 967. And I'm going to combine those equations and get something. Okay, So 65a, 11, carry the 1. Yeah, that looks okay. And then plus 5b, because negative 4b and 90, and the c's drop out. Okay. Now, what is the difference here? So 5, 1, and 7 is negative. Okay, let me double check. 7 and 5 is 12, carry the 1, 8, and 16. Okay, so I like that. Now, I like to make things easier. You don't have to do this. You can live with the 65 and the 5 and the 33 and the 3. But you know what? Back here in this equation, my AB equation, all of those are divisible by 3. So that's just going to make my life a little bit easier with smaller numbers. A plus B equals negative 352. Now I am doing this math by hand. I'm not using a calculator right now, so hopefully my numbers are coming out right. Okay, then I'm going to take this equation, and all of them are divisible by 5. That's just going to make it a little bit easier. So I get 13a plus b equals negative 1, 4, 3. Man, I hope that's right. 1, 2, 4. Let's see. 15, carry the 1, 1, 2. Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, so I have this AB equation here, and I have another AB equation here. And so if I were to multiply, which one do I want to multiply by? Well, I was going to multiply the top one, but now I don't think I will. I think I'll multiply the other one. Okay, so if I multiply this one by negative 1, and I'm going to write it right under here, negative a minus b equals 352. And we'll see how this works out. All right, 13a, negative a, 12a. The b's eliminate. And then what's negative 143 and 352? Okay, so let me just grab a calculator. I can't see. The light's bad in here. Okay, so it didn't really come out that good. I'm getting 209 here, and that's not divisible by 12, or 12 doesn't go into that, so I'm a little worried. Let me see if I made a mistake someplace. All right, so let's see. No, not there. All right, I'll look for it. Okay, now I could redo this video, but I've done all this work. I found my mistake. Boy, it was a really simple mistake too. Oh well. It was, but that's what you kind of have to do. You get through and you're like, hey, this isn't coming out. It was right here. 33 divided by 3 was 11a, not just a. So let me erase that. So sorry about that, but I do want you to know what to do when you make a mistake, and you have to go and you have to find it. So that makes it 11a plus b. Yeah, that works out. Okay, so that was my mistake. My bad. Okay, so what happens, I'm still going to multiply by negative 1, but instead of having negative a here, I'm going to have negative 11a. And that's going to make this a little bit nicer. Not much, but a little bit. Nice enough. And that was the only mistake right there. So probably you all saw it, like when you were writing it down, you're like, oh, she should have put an 11a there. But you persisted. Okay, but this happens sometimes. That's the problem with these. They're a lot of fun, but you have to be really careful. And I made a mistake, and so I fixed it. I found it. I fixed it. By the way, they don't show this problem in detail in the textbook. But, sometimes you have to just go back and find your mistake. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 2. So it's not great, but it is the right answer. So 104.5. That's the A. So now I have to go find B. Where am I going to do that? Well, I'll take this equation right here. So 11 times 104.5 plus the B is equal to negative 352. Okay, so what's 11 times 104.5? Okay, I got 11. 49.5 plus b equals negative 352. Okay. And then if I subtract this, so a little bit of decimal work here, b equals, let's see, 5.11051, negative 1501.5. That was b. Then you have to go find c. Now, the best thing to find c would be to take the very top equation with the smallest numbers. So it was this equation right here with the 16a and the 4b and the c. Okay, so 16a plus 4b plus c equals, it was 1,682, I think. Okay, so what was a? 104.5. What was b? Negative 1501.5 plus c equals 1,682. So let me do some work on. I'm getting negative 4,334 plus c equals 1,682. So then I'll have to add that 4,334. So I'm getting c to be 6,016. Okay, so those were some kind of crazy numbers, but we did find A, we found B, and we found C. So that equation that we had, the function y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, the actual function was y equals 104.5 x squared plus, wait a minute, I want that to be minus 1,501.5x plus 6,016. So that one was kind of a crazy problem that took a long time. This idea of having 3 equations and 3 variables, you might say, well, could I have 4 equations with 4 variables? Yes, we're not going to do any of those, but this opens up a new branch of mathematics and leads to what's called linear algebra and working with matrices, which is a lot of fun. I always like doing that. We don't cover that this semester, but you could take linear algebra. We do have a class called linear algebra that's offered on campus. You have to take calculus first, but you could do that. And anyway, it's another branch of mathematics. And they have big systems they use, but generally they go to a computer to solve them. So write a computer program for it. Okay, so that was kind of a long, complicated problem, but good luck with these. And that was our 5.2.